Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Chinmayam Vyapyat Sarvam, Trilokyam Sacharacharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vedya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Jai Guru. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Bharavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So I think we're beginning chapter 71. Is that correct?
Yes.
Will you help us out, Howard?
Yes. Chapter 71. In self-awareness, you learn about yourself. Questioner. It is our repeated experience that the disciples do much harm to their gurus. They make plans and carry them out without considering the guru's wishes. In the end, there is only endless worry for the guru and bitterness for his disciples. Maharaj, yes, it does happen. Questioner, who compels the guru to submit to these indignities? Maharaj, the guru is basically without desire. He sees what happens, but feels no urge to interfere. He makes no choices, takes no decisions. As pure witness, he watches what is going on and remains unaffected.
Yes, let's stop there. So many people begin to have projections onto the teacher. I'm thinking of one camp to which I went when there was this one woman who came up to me and she was convinced that Swamiji was the devil.
Oh.
He looks like a devil. And, it was all in her mind. Swamiji did nothing, didn't argue with her or anything. So it does happen. I'm thinking of Osho, Bhagavan Sri Rajneesh, and many of his disciples projected all sorts of nonsense onto him. What he was like, I do not know. I never had his direct darshan, but I suspect he was a man of deep wisdom. But his disciples certainly had weird ideas. Go ahead. Did someone have a comment?
No, it was someone talking as they went out of the room.
All right. All right. Going on.
Questioner, but his work suffers. Maharaj, victory is always his in the end. He knows that if the disciples do not learn from his words, they will learn from their own mistakes. Inwardly, he remains quiet and silent. He has no sense of being a separate person. The entire universe is his own, including his disciples with their petty plan.
So people have had ideas. I'm not going to go there. Anyway, so I want to talk a bit about how the Dharma is inevitable in our hearts. The Dharma of a human being is self-realization, God consciousness. And that can be seen in two ways. The first, the most obvious, how do you know you are you? You do not see, hear, taste, touch, smell, emote, or think yourself, yet you know you are. The self is Swayambhu, self-evident. Swayam Jyoti, self-effulgent, self-luminous. That everybody already has. But this pratyabhinyanam, this recognition that happens in the mind, that's what makes all the difference. Because the self never suffers, it's just my stupid mind. What drives me to sadhana and what keeps sadhana going? The dharma of a human being is self-realization. The dharma is the essence of a thing without which it would not be the thing that it is. It's the dharma of water to be wet, it's the dharma of fire to burn, etc. So the way the dharma manifests in every single human being, from the moment you get up in the morning to the moment your head hits the pillow at night, we are only engaged in one activity: seeking of the good as we understand it, and avoiding misery as we understand it. We don't do anything else. So the mind turning towards what it thinks is good is as inevitable, I like to say, as phototropism in plants. Hello? So just as plants will turn towards the sun, our minds seek the good. And the only great question is, where's the good? What is the good? And we go through the cycle of lifetimes to figure that out. But we don't rest until we rediscover that it's myself. So it doesn't matter in the end what you think or do about the guru or what the guru thinks or does. Because the real guru is that inevitable pressure in the human mind. I want something. I want something good. And I'm so fond of the very famous statement of St. Augustine of Hippo. Thou hast made us for thyself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it finds its rest in thee. That's the Dharma. So everybody makes it. And if we deviate from the Dharma, here I mean the path, it effing hurts. And the suffering itself brings us back. into alignment. Keep trying all these other options, which never work. They're at best a temporary respite from our misery. I can remember having a conversation with a person I was working with in the 12-step program who was a crystal meth addict, and he was a chronic relapser. And I asked him, I said, well, what is it? You know, you got a great job, you've got a partner, you make good money, you got a great place to live. Why do you do this? And he says, oh, Jim, sometimes I just need a release.
Mm.
It was fascinating. Release from what? Ah, from the craving, the restlessness, the discontent of the mind. Only God will satisfy it. Any thoughts on this before we go on?
Well,
In the end, this is the real guru. Go ahead.
oh, I was just saying it's good news.
Yes, yes, yes. And what we learn through the Dharma is every worldly experience that you thought was important isn't. What's important? The mind coming home. And we can spend lifetimes thinking it's cash and prizes, ambition, job. Oh, I want to have purpose in my life. I want to go out and save the world. What world? The only thing that's out there is Brahman in the end. Swamiji would say, come home, hurry home, Hari Om. You love to play with words. Going on.
Nothing in particular affects him, or which comes to the same. The entire universe affects him in equal measure. Questioner, is there no such thing as the Guru's grace? Maharaj, his grace is constant and universal. It is not given to one and denied to another. Questioner, how does it affect me personally? Maharaj, it is by the Guru's grace that your mind is engaged in search for the truth, and it is by his grace that you will find it. It works unwearingly towards your ultimate goal, and it is for all.
So let's stop there for a moment. What is Guru? Swamiji used to tell us, find out who the Guru is. And in the beginning, I thought it was that Indian man in the orange robes. And then I learned to tune my mind to him, all that thunderous silence and emptiness. And then he would say, use the Guru. Wherever I am, you can tune in to me. So he'd be off to India and I'd be back in the States, and I'd just think of him and tune up. And then I realized that mind being tuned up, that quiet, that blissfulness, that thoughtlessness was a taste of my own self-nature. He tricked me. And I found out who Swamiji was, my own self. So in the beginning, well, let me put it this way. Guru manifests for us in three particular ways. The first, if we had this great punya of a physical person to whom we go and to whom we learn and to whom we surrender. Swamiji used to say the guru, the external guru, is a temporary psychological device. I just love that. A good guru puts himself out of business. The second place guru manifests itself, and this is far more important, is in the situations of life. But how many times do I say this? Who got upset this week or got triggered by some circumstance? Tell me this is the first time this has happened. The names and faces may change, but I suspect the dynamic is an old friend. Am I wrong?
No.
Guess where the issue is. There's that old saying, you meet one jerk in the day, bad luck. Two jerks in the day, coincidence. Three jerks in the day, guess who's the jerk? So the point is, my karma will continue to bring to me issues where I'm attached and identified until I let go and keep my heart open. So a person comes by, a coworker, a landlord, a boss, and I miss it. I don't pay attention. I get all upset and then I blame. You made me feel, which is idiotic. Nobody has the power to make us feel anything. And Guru says, oh, Jim, you missed it this time. Well, don't worry. I'll bring it by again. And Guru as life is infinitely patient and infinitely repetitive. And we keep getting these opportunities over and over and over again until we do the sadhana. Let go and keep your heart open. It is a spiritual axiom that if I am disturbed, no matter the cause, I'm the one with the klesha, with the defilement, the disturbance, the attachment, the expectation, the identification. That is axiomatic in the spiritual life. And until we internalize that teaching, until we understand life as guru, we make very little progress. And then the third place, guru operates as my own deep intuition. It's the place where the human mind and the mind of God are one. But we only have an opportunity to operate from that when, as Gita says, I've attained to yoga rudha. Arudha means to ride a horse, to mount a steed, ashwarudha. But yoga rudha means I've mastered the indulgent tendency of the mind. Raga, I must have it this way. Dvesha, I'll never put up with that. Till I have this samadrishta, this equality of vision. Then I have no investment in an outcome. Then intuition can arise. And in the end, the guru's yourself. Any thoughts on this? And the grace of the guru is like the sun. The sun shines on the just and the unjust. It's constant. But if I go outside with a bag over my head, I do not feel the heat and light of the sun. It isn't the sun's doing, it's my stupidity. What is that bag I put over my head? The small self in its various manifestations. How am I doing? Am I okay? What do they think of me? Other, they done it to me. Be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. I want mine, I want mine. All that's nonsense. That's what insulates us from the grace of the Guru. Whether it comes by the beneficence of just being around a woman or a man of knowledge, or cosmic grace, which is also ever with us. Going on.
Questioner. Some disciples are ready, mature, and some are not. Must not the guru exercise choice and make decisions? Maharaj, the guru knows the ultimate and relentlessly propels the disciple towards it. The disciple is full of obstacles which he himself must overcome. The guru is not very much concerned with the superficialities of the disciple's life. It is like gravitation. The fruit must fall when no longer held back.
So this is an important point. Do you need to be a goody-goody before practice becomes efficacious? Not particularly. As Maharaj says, the external circumstances are not that important. Oh, I'm going to give up having a relationship and be a celibate. Okay, if you want. But all the rishis were householders. Oh, I'm just waiting till I have enough money so I can go off to the Himalayas and live in an ashram. You can do that if you wish. But all of that stuff, in the end, is largely irrelevant. Going on.
Questioner, if the disciple does not know the goal, how can he make out the obstacles? Maharaj, the goal is shown by the guru. Obstacles are discoverable by the disciple. The guru has no preferences, but those who have obstacles to overcome seem to be lagging behind. In reality, the disciple is not different from the guru. He is the same dimensionless center of perception and love in action. It is only his imagination and self-identification with the imagined that encloses him and converts him into a person. The guru is concerned little with the person. His attention is on the inner watcher. It is the task of the watcher to understand and thereby eliminate the person. While there is grace on one side, there must be dedication to the task on the other. Questioner, but the person does not want to be eliminated. Maharaj, the person is merely the result of a misunderstanding. In reality, there is no such thing. Feelings, thoughts, and actions race before the watcher in endless succession, leaving traces in the brain and creating an illusion of continuity. A reflection of the watcher in the mind creates the sense of I, and the person acquires an apparently independent existence. In reality, there is no person, only the watcher identifying himself with the I and the mind.
Well, let's stop there. There's lots and lots of rich material in that sentence. So, one of the things Maharaj is thundering, the sense of individuality, which is called the jiva, or sometimes called the jivatma, is not an entity. It is a kind of thinking. Now, I don't mean just a bunch of thoughts that go by. It's much closer to hypnotism. So if someone goes to Las Vegas and they go to a show in a casino and someone gets hypnotized into thinking they're a chicken, they are never a chicken. They just believe they're a chicken. So an attempt to get rid of the chicken is a futile effort because the problem isn't a chicken. The problem is my delusion and illusion. Of course, the classic metaphor from Mandukya is the dream state. Is the dream body and the dream ego a real entity? No. Behind it is something that is real. Aham, I. But I am not the dream body or the dream ego. That's proven when I wake up. It goes poof. So go to Pada, the great glosser, commentator on Mandukya, uses the language jiva bhavana. Bhavana in Sanskrit means an attitude or a feeling. So I have a feeling that I'm a person. No one doubts that. But it's not an entity. And this is why any attempt to improve or secure a personal sense of self is doomed to failure. It's like saying when the first Star Wars movie, when R2-D2 projects the hologram of Princess Leia, and someone says, "Oh, I don't like her hairstyle. Let me go fix her hairstyle into a ponytail." And they keep grabbing at her hair. You know, when she used to have those braids on each side of her ears. Can you change Princess Leia's hairstyle? The hologram. Can you?
No,
Why not?
because it's an illusion.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's an optical illusion. That's all the personal sense of self is. It's an optical illusion. But if the mind believes it's real, then it's constantly engaged in a process to satisfy or secure it. I try to make it okay. I try to give it protection. I make sure nobody says nasty things about it. And don't believe me, just look to your direct experience. How's that working out for you? It's never successful. I love to look at Donald Trump. He's such a great teacher. Perhaps one of the richest men in the world. Certainly the most powerful man in the world. One of the most self-centered human beings I've ever seen in public life. And he keeps wanting to get more of all that stuff. He doesn't control enough. He doesn't own enough. He can't destroy his enemies enough. And there's never enough. In the Hindu mythological tradition, we have two classes of demons, Rakshasas and Asuras. A Rakshasa, that's a demon whose fundamental view of the world is greed. I'm not enough, there is not enough. Gimme, 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 gimme. An Asura, their fundamental notion is anger. They're always fighting. So Donald Trump is a Maharakshasa, a great greedy person. Marvelous, marvelous to see. And there's a Rakshasa inside you and me if we start to believe it. But cash and prizes, more, better, different, never works. Don't believe me. Look to your own direct experience. So the scriptures use words like jiva bhavana, the feeling that I'm a person. Shankara will use words like chit chaya. Chaya means a shadow, the shadow of consciousness. It doesn't really exist. Does a shadow exist as a thing? No, it's the absence of light in a particular area. And just like if you take a lamp and shine it on a shadow, the shadow disappears. Oh, my shadow was indistinct. Let me shine a flashlight on it. No, it just makes the shadow go away. If you go looking for a person, it falls. To a large degree, a personal sense of self is an unexamined, assumed thing. When in fact, the body is an object of awareness, the feelings are objects of awareness, thoughts are objects of awareness, memory always occurs in the now. There's no real thing called a past. The future, which is so scary, has no real existence in the now. It's a kind of thinking. We can't find any substantial support for a thing called a person. Yet something there is that's real. Are you you?
Yes.
How do you know you were you? What are you? Who are you? Look. And in a quiet mind, in the space between the thoughts, with the attentive faculty turned within. When I go looking for a Howard or a Jim, what I find is Chidakasha, the space of pure awareness. Jivatman. So that's real, not an individual. Not Jivatman, I shouldn't have used that word, but the Atman itself. All right, going on.
The teacher tells the watcher, "You are not this. There is nothing of yours in this, except the little point of I am, which is the bridge between the watcher and the dream, and his dream. I am this, I am that is dreaming, while pure I am has the stamp of reality on it. You have tasted so many things, all come to naught. Only the sense I am persisted, unchanged. Stay with the changeless among the changeful until you are able to go beyond." Questioner, when will it happen? Maharaj, it will happen as soon as you remove the obstacles. Questioner, which obstacles? Maharaj, the desire for the false and fear of the true. You, as the person, imagine that the guru is interested in you as a person. Not at all. To him, you are a nuisance and a hindrance to be done away with. He actually aims at your elimination as a factor in consciousness.
Yes. So Guru can be said to be a midwife, bringing forth that which is true. One etymology for gu is that which is covered or hidden. So the guru is that which reveals what is covered or hidden. But the guru is also a gardener, which does quite a bit of pruning, cutting off what's unnecessary. So the guru may hope. Life certainly does. Wherever we're attached or identified. Let's review the first two practices of becoming a fit student that Shankara enumerates. The first is viveka, the firm conviction in the intellect that Brahman alone is real, yourself, I alone is real. The phenomenal world, jagat, anything seeable, etc., feelable, thinkable, is mithya, illusion, false, a lie. This is known as discrimination between the real and the unreal, the self and the non-self, the illusory images. The constant practice of that is known as viveka. Vairagya, second one. That desire to give up attachment to all experiences gained through the senses. Remember, the mind itself is a sense organ. Meaning, every single thing in the world that you felt is sacred, desirable, that you need as a possession, that you need as something relatable. The attachment has to go. Does that mean I have to get rid of it all? Well, you can't get rid of the world. All you can do is change your relationship to it. I can go to a museum and I can see a big 6-foot Chinese vase. It was very beautiful, but I can't put it in my home. There's no place for it. I can appreciate it without the desire to possess it. And the commitment, the desire, the practice to give up identification with any personal sense of self. If I think I'm a person, if I feel like a person, an individual, I'm deluded. Anything my mind presents to me to protect or defend or solidify a person is rooted in ignorance. Stop it. Inquire into yourself. So Ramana Maharshi uses that beautiful constant practice, Koham, who am I? One of my students gave me an ancillary practice to be able to see the ego. Who cares? It's never the self. Who cares? The one who cares is an illusion. It's a wonderful practice. Who am I? Oh, aham brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Who cares? Stupid Jim. Let it go. Any thoughts on this? And as Maharaj thunders over and over again, be steadfast, be sincere about it, be earnest. Earnest is the word he keeps using. It's not just listen to satsang for an hour on Wednesdays and then forget it for the rest of the week. No. Here you get the tools. Now you go and practice. Going on.
Questioner, if I am eliminated, what will remain?
Ah,
Maharaj, nothing will remain, all will remain. The sense of identity will remain, but no longer identification with a particular body. Being, awareness, love will shine in full splendor. Liberation is never of the person, it is always from the person.
yes. Repeat that again, please.
Liberation is never of the person, it is always from the person.
Yes. The ego never gets there. The ego never gets to say, I am a realized person. I am awakened. Come touch my feet. And we get deluded because you and I will say, oh, Guruji, she's enlightened. He's an avatar. And we attribute all that nonsense to a body. And we think something is going to happen to me, the person. I have a dear friend who was really struggling. And another friend asked her, what is it that you want? And her response was, I want to be like the saints. Oh, what a problematic position. I tell you, don't try to be an enlightened person. Know that you are Brahman. There's a huge difference. No personal sense of self is real. Now listen very carefully. Not only for you, but for all the people you see. Something there is that is real. A conscious, real being is peeping out of those eyes. But it has no qualities. Nirupa, without any form or quality. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not smart. It's not stupid. What it is God. And you can look at your cat and see the same being looking out of those eyes too. Going on.
Just one quick thing was just to say that that is such an awesome phrase to remember, that it's not liberation of the person, but it's from the person. That is so good.
Yes.
So good.
Yes, 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 yes. If I think I'm a person, I'm deluded. Drop it. Going on.
Questioner, and no trace remains of the person? Maharaj, a vague memory remains, like the memory of a dream or early childhood. After all, what is there to remember? A flow of events, mostly accidental and meaningless, a sequence of desires and fears and inane blunders. Is there anything worth remembering? The person is but a shell imprisoning you. Break the shell. Questioner, whom are you asking to break the shell? Who is to break the shell? Maharaj, break the bonds of memory and self identification, and the shell will break by itself.
So let me stop there. It is the mind itself that sees the fundamental unreality of all this. Both bondage and liberation occur to the mind. The mind, Swamiji used to say, commits harakiri, psychic suicide. The mind itself quits believing itself. I cannot think a real thought. Doesn't change the self. There is no other liberation than the deeply rooted conviction in the intellect based on direct experience. Not that I'm a realized person, but I am Brahman. Give up concern for the person. Just like you have no concern for your shadow, it follows you around. That's what he was saying about this vague memory. A sunny day, you see your shadow. Here we are getting close to the solstice. Even, in midday, your shadow is long. But if it's overcast and you have no shadow, do you particularly worry about it? No. Likewise, if the equipment, which is a vestige of the force of the past, a dreamlike vestige, performs this or performs that, or does not say this or does not say that, don't be concerned about it. Who are you? Stop. Introvert the attentive faculty. Notice the knower. Viveka Vairagya. Constant practice of discrimination between the self and the not self. Koham, who am I? Vairagya, the desire to give up attachment to all experiences gained through the senses and letting go of any personal sense of self. Going on.
There is a center that imparts reality to whatever it perceives. All you need is to understand that you are the source of reality, that you give reality instead of getting it, and that you need no support and no confirmation. Things are as they are because you accept them as they are. Stop accepting them and they will dissolve. Whatever you think about with desire or fear appears before you as real.
Yes, that's the whole essence of Tantra. Say it again.
Whatever you think about with desire or fear appears before you as real.
Yeah. How does the world come about? Sankalpena, by means of imagination. One more time, read that sentence and really try to internalize it.
Whatever you think about with desire or fear appears before you as real.
Yeah. This is an absolute statement. Going on.
Look at it without desire or fear, and it does lose substance. Pleasure and pain are momentary. It is simpler and easier to disregard them than to act on them. Questioner, if all things come to an end, why did they appear at all? Maharaj, creation is in the very nature of consciousness.
Yes. So, where is the locus of Maya? This answers the question, why is there suffering in the world? Why do we grunt and sweat under a weary life? The Christians say original sin. In the Eastern Orthodox tradition, original sin carries connotations of the illusion and delusion. In the West, it's the result of two people making a mistake, Adam and Eve. In the East, meaning South Asia, we say Maya. Maya is a word My favorite definition, Maya is a word that describes what isn't. That which is comprised of not, N-O-T. But where is the locus of Maya? Oh, it's in my mind. No, your mind is the result of Maya. Maya resides in consciousness. Just like it's the nature of the mirror to have images appear in it. It's the nature of the crystal to have images in it. So it is the nature of consciousness to spin this whole jagat, this creation. You know why it's called jagat? Because it goes jagat, 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 jagat. Just keeps moving on. Why does consciousness do it? Why does light travel at 186,000 miles per second, not 187? I don't know, it just does. Yes, that's the only answer we can have. And from this viewpoint, why/because is not an effective spiritual question. What is bondage? How has it come about? How does it continue to exist? And how do I get out of it completely? Those are good questions, not why. Going on.
Creation is in the very nature of consciousness. Consciousness causes appearances. Reality is beyond consciousness.
Yeah.
Questioner, while we are conscious of appearances, how is it that we are not conscious that these are mere appearances? Maharaj, the mind covers up reality without knowing it. To know the nature of the mind, you need intelligence, the capacity to look at the mind in silent and dispassionate awareness. Questioner, if I am of the nature of all pervading consciousness, how could ignorance and illusion happen to me? Maharaj, neither ignorance nor illusion ever happened to you. Find the self to which you ascribe ignorance and illusion, and your question will be answered.
Now, let me address this. In truth, listen very carefully. The self is never obscured by Maya. The self is never obscured by ignorance. And I can prove it to you. I can go up to the most miserable of creatures. Maybe that's you. Do you exist? Only a Shunyavada, it's a school of Buddhists, would say, oh no, I don't exist. Have you experienced this? Oh yes, I've experienced it. To whom did this experience happen? To me. It's a theoretical position. It's absolutely unverifiable. Nobody doubts that they are. Are you miserable? Oh, Jim, you have no idea how miserable I am. Do you know your misery? Oh, let me tell you about how miserable I am. I will enumerate it chapter and verse. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. They thunder truth. I am. I know. Nothing ever obscures that. But in the mind, I attribute to that body, feelings, imagination, memory, which gives rise to a belief, jiva bhavana, in a personal sense of self. But the real self is never truly covered. It's always there. The most miserable of creatures does not doubt their existence or their capacity to illumine experience. It is a superimposition, an adhyasa. I superimpose upon the self. Where does it take place? Technically in the subtle intellect. The qualities of the not self. So in truth, the self is never really covered. And if people examine the direct experience, that becomes very clear and evident. Problem is nobody examines their direct experience. We are used to examining what we know as objective phenomena, never the knower itself. And because of the nature of ignorance, someone can hear this and then they say, Jim, should I become a vegetarian? They miss the point. What are you laughing at?
I mean, I'm laughing at yeah, all of it. Like, I'm laughing at how amazing it is and then how we miss it and your antics in showing that. And, um, like, everything's so amazing and beyond our comprehension. And then we get all just so obsessed and concerned and like like our survival depends on all these details.
Yes,
Yeah. I can relate, obviously.
yes. More than relate. Can you renounce?
Working on it. I'm really, really, really trying. Really.
Just for a few moments. Can you go into meditation and for 20 minutes, I give up the world. I give up trying to secure my body, my life. I give up my desires. I give up my aversions. I just for this 20 minutes, I can take them back when I'm done. Can I give up everything for a moment and be ruthless? What is it that's real? What is it that exists but never as an object? Who am I? See what you find. Going on. Are you tying your shoes?
No, I'm just like, no.
Okay, you may play with your footsies if you wish. Or did you find pieces of food on the floor?
There's candy. Okay.
There's what?
Candy on the floor.
Oh, would you pick it up and put it in the bowl?
Yeah.
Going on.
Uh, Maharaj, creation is the very nature of consciousness. Consciousness causes appearances. Reality is beyond consciousness. Questioner, while we are conscious of appearances, how is it that we are not conscious that these are mere appearances? Maharaj, the mind covers up reality without knowing it. To know the nature of the mind, you need intelligence, the capacity to look at the mind in silent and dispassionate awareness. Questioner, if I am of the nature of all pervading consciousness, how could ignorance and illusion happen to me? Maharaj, neither ignorance nor illusion ever happened to you. Find the self to which you ascribe ignorance and illusion, and your question will be answered. You talk as if you know the self and see it to be under the sway of ignorance and illusion. But in fact, you do not know the self, nor are you aware of ignorance. By all means, become aware. This will bring you to the self, and you will realize that there is neither ignorance nor delusion in it. It is like saying, if there is a sun, how can darkness be? As under a stone there will be darkness, however strong the sunlight, so in the shadow of the I am the body consciousness, there must be ignorance and illusion. Questioner. But why did the body consciousness come into being? Maharaj, don't ask why, ask how. It is in the nature of creative imagination to identify itself with its creations. You can stop at any moment by switching off attention or through investigation. Questioner, does creation come before investigation? Maharaj, first you create a world, then the I am becomes a person who is not happy for various reasons. He goes out in search of happiness, meets a guru who tells him, you are not a person, find who you are. He does it and goes beyond. Questioner, why did he not do it at the very start? Maharaj, it did not occur to him. He needed somebody to tell him. Questioner, was that enough? Maharaj, it was enough. Questioner, why does it not work in my case? Maharaj, you do not trust me. Questioner, why is my faith weak? Maharaj, desires and fears have dulled your mind. It needs some scrubbing. Questioner, how can I clear my mind? Maharaj, by watching it relentlessly. Inattention obscures, attention clarifies. Questioner, why do the Indian teachers advocate inactivity? Maharaj, most of the people's activities are valueless, if not outright destructive. Dominated by desire and fear, they can do nothing good. Ceasing to do evil precedes beginning to do good.
And what the scriptures actually say is cease all ego prompted activity. I'll be happy when, it'll be better if. Just do your duty. Just do your duty. Does not say quit acting. How much more in this chapter?
Let's see. It's another page and a half. So 2 pages.
But we can finish it. Is anybody in a big hurry? Go on.
I actually have to attend a health class online now.
All right, we'll quit here then. What page are we on?
This is on page 345. Yeah, about 2 pages left of this
All right.
section.
Page 300 on the book that Mark has.
Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om.